to a huge roar, mainly from the spectators away to the left, the Rangers support. That's the ones not undercover, but in there, the bulk of this huge Rangers support. Both teams showing only one change from the teams who started off in Wednesday night. There's Dundee United, and David Dodds, who was ineligible to play in that game in Austria in midweek, is back in the team for BD, and that is not at all surprising because David Dodds has scored more goals than any other United player in the history of the club. A prolific scorer who asked for a transfer at the start of the season. Didn't quite come off, and then we heard rumours about a Celtic bid, but there he is, still in the tangerine jersey. Rangers with John McClelland in the number 3 position, and I have not the slightest doubt you'll be seeing John McClelland play one of his last games ever for Rangers. His contract expires in the first week in November, and I think he'll be taking off after that. And although there was a little speculation about whether Jock Wallace would play Alan McCoist or not, after what was a very bad miss for his club on Wednesday night, there is a vote of confidence. He's in at number 10 with Ian Ferguson at number 9. He, of course, was a substitute on Wednesday night. Referee Brian McGinley, of vast experience. Brian, of course, is no stranger to cup finals. He's done 5 major cup finals, 19 full internationals, 47 European club ties. So, there's little time for hobbies. In just a few seconds, Ali McCoist will get the 84 final underway. Roars of expectancy from the crowd. These two players, between them, have cost Rangers something in the region of £450,000. Brian McGinley, punctilious as ever, right on the dot. The cup final is on its way. High one towards McCoist. Richard Gough is there. Slight touch, and Neri touching at that. David Neri and McAlpin played so often together, not only in domestic football, but European games. Touch there by Eamon Bannon. Dawson. Patterson. Free kick. Right on the halfway line. Richard Gough in. The winners for this competition this afternoon, if there is a completion, will get £10,000, apart from the money they picked up in previous ties. Ferguson. Bannon in cover. Dodds. It's very greasy and slippy out there, and the footing will be uncertain throughout the game, but particularly at the start. Ferguson. Shoot little touch there. Cooper. Behind it, and there's Ferguson trying to go in. There's Bobby Russell in an offside position. Linesman had his flag up right away. 26-year-old Bobby Russell, who I think is one of the key players for Rangers, Alec.
Oh, yes. I said that before the game, that Bobby Russell is making good matches. Asking that team advantage for United. and of course they're directly opposed to one another. And I think you'll find as the game goes on, that may be the key issue.
David Dodds. Bannon trying to go around the outside, and I think that'd be another free kick it is. Look at the United supporters in the back.
Actually, is that United have decided tactically to play Maurice Malpas against David Cooper wherever he goes. Now, this leaves United playing with the three centre-backs if David Cooper decides to go deeper in the game.
Well, certainly Rangers got experience of that in Europe because the Italians are very skilled at close marking to such a degree that I think you would suffer from claustrophobia playing so often against them. Calvin comes out of his penalty area a lot in games, totally fearless. McPherson. The rain is still lashing down. Conditions will be very, very heavy. Ferguson. Redford wanted to go on a run. Ferguson, and again a harsh tackle there. Referee right on the spot. It was Paul Hegarty that time. Fraser to Cooper. Notice Malpas crouching. Ralph Milner's there as well. Cooper dragging him towards the touchline, and he can't get the ball through. Now Ralph Milner. Oh, that's far too adventurous, and I think there's a suspicion of limp about Ralph Milner, who's been having problems with a hamstring. I just thought I detected a limp.
You're right there, Archie. He is limping, and that would be a bad blow to United if that were the case, because if he has hamstring problems, there's no way he could be playing a cup final.
David Dodds. Holt. Manoeuvring in midfield, one of the hardest tacklers in Scottish football, Holt.
Just off the screen, I did notice that Ralph Milner is holding the back of his leg where his hamstring is, and that could be a serious problem for United.
Stunner. Easily brushed away. Fraser going forward. There's Goff. Kirkwood trying to go through with it. And now, clever ball to David Cooper. Free kick. Malpas sliding in late, and Fraser enraged that he couldn't get the ball to take a quick free kick.
United have the subs warming up now, Archie, and there's a bit of activity down the dugout.
Well, I must say, this must have been a calculated gamble on Jim McLean's part.
He's going to come off, I think.
Well, that's a great pity.
Yeah, Stuart Beattie is in the dugout now.
Well, I wonder just how much of a gamble it was. You said, I think you pointed out that perhaps he should not play in a cup final if there's any doubt about him, but, I mean, literally, after just, 5 minutes.
Yep, almost 6 minutes now.
That's a goal kick.
Well, I think what will happen here is that they'll push Eamon Bannon forward as a round the corner winger on the left side and play Dodds and Sturrock through now, if that were to happen, Archie.
Oh, well, I would think that's the hardest one to date, and there have been a few quitties. Certainly a warning to David McPherson, and he'll stand no nonsense, this referee. Likes the big occasion, Brian McGinley. You want to be strictly accurate. There's about 6.5 minutes gone. And in the media prize for guessing which time is the first goal, I've been given 13 minutes, 20 seconds on it. We'll keep an eye on a watch for that.
Yep.
Good move by Holt. He might just get his shot in. Or picked up by Fraser. No real flow in the game yet. The tackling's being hard, footing uncertain, and there's Ali McCoist. McClellan, Cooper, Malpas in hard. We'll be keeping our eye on Ralph Milner to see if there are any developments there, as you say.
Yeah, there's a lot of instructions going out to Ralph Milne from the dugout, and the player, I think, is prepared to go on with it. He's signalling that way.
Here's Dawson. Far too slow for Rangers. Very uncertain looking position he was in. Billy Kirkwood, that might not make it. It doesn't. Russell came in. Free kick. Bannon. Stoddart. Patterson goes with them. Sticks his foot in. Craig Patterson, bought from Hibs a couple of seasons ago, had bother with a knee injury and certainly reasserted himself this season. Sliced that more than anything else, Fraser. Trying to find Russell, I think. Dawson totally missing that. McPherson. McClellan. Well, I kept mind the referee when Hegarty made his jump. But here's David Cooper. Playing it safe. Davy, of course, is an extremely one-footed player, but then so is Liam Brady, and they're both excellent. Ferguson to McCoist. Bit of support from Redford. To Ferguson. To Cooper. Redford on the run on the left. David Neddy goes with them, and that's an excellent tackle. Well, I don't think David Neddy was complaining about the decision in the sense that some Rangers players thought it might have been a free kick. It was, in fact, an excellent tackle.
John Clark is going to come on and substitute for Ralph Milne. And obviously a straight replacement there.
Well, Ali just spotted that John Clark is coming on. And
I thought they may have brought on Stuart Beattie, you know, but Jim knows better. He knows his own players. It's a big task now for the young boy Clark. It's 19 years of age to come on a cup final. But he is a proven goal scorer this season.
Out of the far side, Eamon Bannon. Hamish McAlpin, 36 years of age. Peter McCloy, 38 years of age at the other end. Great entertainers. Like Bob Hope and George Burns, I think will go on forever. Neddy. McPherson should cut it up, but Cooper is in. That's a mistake. Paul Stoddart with a great chance. Dodge is inside. Not all that far away. Great chance for United from that very bad defensive lapse. Now that was, I think the conditions more than anything else. There you are, Alec. That's swept down there.
Well, it is Stuart Beattie is coming on. I was right in the first thing. I feel that that's the one to bring on. And Paul Stoddart there broke away from a defensive mistake. You know, it's always a problem, Archie, when a forward goes back into a defensive position. And you see what happened there.
Well, it's a very good break indeed. I think a little unfortunate for Dodge. You could see him coming in very hard, and he was just away from it. So, free kick to Rangers inside Dundee United's half. And Beattie is on, as Alex said.
Yep.
As he anticipated. Patterson goes after that. The shot by Redford. And how dangerous it's going to be for these defences in these conditions. The ball very, very slippy indeed.
Yeah, just
Stoddart on the break. McPherson goes with them, and that's a goal kick. Well, I was mentioning the Dundee United goalkeeper, Hamish McAlpin. Well, Peter McCloy beats him by a couple of years, 38 years of age.
Well, you know, Big Peter, I played with Big Peter in a Scottish League game in 1967, actually. Do you know that?
Well, why aren't you still playing now? McCoist. Cooper brought it down, brilliant play, and I think a push, you let it go past them, was going to follow it up, but I think that was distinctly a push. Hegarty. Yes, that ball has gone out. David McPherson, in fact, played very well for Rangers, but in a different position. There's the... That's the substitute. And the scoreline at the moment. Beattie. Yeah, well, that is a very bad blow for United. I mean, Ralph Milne on his game. Well, we saw him in the pre-match goals, scoring a pre-match piece that we had, scoring some marvellous goals, and I think it will affect United. No question about that.
Actually, I'm not so sure it will affect United that much, really. I think it may be a good thing for them, in fact. The reason being, I think that if they can get Bannon forward the park a little, they can give Rangers a lot of problems right now when he's appearing.
Well, we shall see now. Bannon. Dawson went with him and Davy Cooper back in that defensive position. Risky kind of ball there by Bobby Russell, across his own penalty area. Ferguson. Picked up by Fraser, runs right into trouble and goes right through, to the consternation of the Dundee United players, and the referee very quick there again. That is the free kick. Startup. Beattie. Bannon. Billy Kirkwood made a reverse run away behind him. Ball Sturrock. Easily away by McClelland, but Rangers missing out midfield at the moment, and there's Cooper. Russell on the run. Little too hard with that, and David Neary read it very well. Just came across, plugged the gap. Neary, who's gained more caps than any other United player, 25 in all. He's been 14 years with Dundee United.
The game has gone 15 minutes now, Archie, and Rangers are still finding their feet here. They're giving the main marking job in Sturrock to young McPherson at the back. It's a big task for the boy.
So here's Hegarty. A little bit strong, and McPherson has time. Oh, McCloy had to bend down very quickly indeed. That breaks very kindly to McCoy and goes nowhere from him. And pulled back by Dawson, David Dodds. That's very wide. Richard Goff. In steps McClelland. Nice ball to the side, good play by Rangers, and very good tackling again by Holt. They are simply not letting Rangers settle. Ian Redford had no time to look up. Still the rain lashes down in one of the most miserable days I can recall for a cup final in a long time. Touched out there by the Rangers player. Dundee United, we've gone something like 17 minutes, just over 17 minutes. That's still the score. Quick 1-2 passing there by United, trying to keep possession. Poised neatly to the side. Now Fraser for Rangers. The break is on. Bobby Russell away wide. It's meant for McCoy's, but easily mopped up by this defence, and Redford. Well, I thought he was going to win that ball, then it got very awkward for him. Holt in a very good position. A dreadful ball. I mean, he had Paul Sturrock away wide on the right, with a great opportunity of going straight into the goal mouth. Well, that's dangerous. McPherson to Cooper. Excellent play by Cooper. Beattie handled that. Referee-waving play on Ali McCoy's, doesn't quite get there. That throw-in so quickly taken, he couldn't get across. Hegarty, who was signed from Hamilton Accies as a striker, couldn't make it in that position, and it's been a blessing in disguise for United. Fraser breaks free. Russell. Fraser. United have got back, marshaled themselves very well. That is meant for Cooper. Nowhere near him, and Morris Malthus. It's a very simple task. McPherson. Holt. Very impetuous quality in the game at the moment, Alec.
Yes,
very quick passing.
I mean, it's only now that Rangers, through Campbell Fraser, have shown any authority at all. He put his foot in the ball there and tried to get a little composure to it. And Rangers are going to need this, because if they don't get an influence in the game soon, they may start to run away from them.
Cooper. Free kick. Morris Malthus, who was a student at the Dundee Commercial College. When he graduated, he gave up his academic career for the future anyway. He's now full-time. Here's Fraser to Dawson. Better ball by Fraser, putting the passes together. Oh, Dawson simply got rid of that. Nothing terribly constructive about it. 20 minutes gone, there's still no scoring. The form of David Dodds there, who scored 126 goals for United, would you believe? Amazing record for the man.
I think, although Rangers played some nice football, that what they need to do is to get the ball in the penalty box a little bit more. Start giving United some threats, which they're not doing at this moment in time in the game. They give away a silly free kick there. United have been the bigger threat in the game so far, actually. They've been more positive, more aggressive towards the game.
So, Hamish McAlpin. A game that reminds me very much of the 1981 Cup final at the moment, because United did exactly this. David Neri. Hegarty. Well, he pointed, I think, to David Dodds to run for that. Slight misunderstanding. Been a great captain, held the League Cup aloft twice, both times at Dens Park. John McClellan, 6 weeks from now, you never know where he'll be, but I doubt if he'll be at Ibrox. Slithers away, Goff. United have a lot of players there, but they can't make contact, and it's still United. Bobby Russell lying very deep indeed. McClellan. Difficult ball to give McCoy's. I think it was always on that Hegarty was getting there first. McClelland. Oh, definite push by Bobby Russell, free kick. Russell, I think, is one of the players who make Rangers tick along with Cooper. I mean, I think he has his off days, certainly, but he injects a little rhythm and style into Rangers midfield. Alec.
Interesting point about the game is we spoke about before about the potential match winners. We spoke about Cooper for Rangers and Sturrock for United. And strangely, the two have been very subdued. Obviously, there's an emphasis put on by both teams that they don't get room to play, and this is what's happening in this game. McPherson against Sturrock and Malpant against Cooper.
Oh, here's Cooper now. Cooper, and that's a brilliant ball. Russell after it. Richard Goff with him. Doesn't have much support, gets it from Dawson. Difficult curling ball, and Cooper can't get any freedom for a shot.
You see the one spark of class from that ball from Cooper, actually, and you see the havoc it caused. A marvellous ball.
The kind of pass that would split any defence. However, the United defence remain quite calm about it all. Great advantage of United is the tremendous experience the central defenders have had both at European and international level. Much more so than Rangers central defence. Now here's John McClelland. Hesitant, gets away with it that time, and Redford, I think that may be Rangers' throw. It is. Cooper to take this. No. Trots along beside Redford. McClelland shouting for it and gets it. Ferguson goes. Bobby Russell, and that's a side net. And that is the first attack that Rangers have really launched on this Dundee United goalmouth. And Russell has the ability to crack them in as he did here. Now watch him come through very quickly. He hits a good long ball, Bobby Russell, Alec.
Oh yes. Now we'll see, they got the ball in the penalty box to try and put him under pressure, and they got that from a crumb off a United defender. Marvellous hit ball. Unfortunate, they hit the side net.
Well, at least it's proved that there are Rangers supporters here. They're beginning to sing again, and we've about 20 minutes of the first half remaining. Richard Goff. Holtz. Fraser picks it up very well, charging forward. Redford. Cooper. Back comes the United defence. Fraser. That's Ferguson. Tempting the player forward. And although it's David Cooper who's in there, there's little chance of him beating Hamish McAlvin. Cooper not being noted as a great header of the ball. Still nothing each.
Always made this point in their own games that a shot at goal inspires you. That shot from Russell has now sparked Rangers off into a bit of form now.
Bannon. Well, United are picking up the habit, Alec.
I think it does a lot for your players. It gives them confidence, it gets the crowd behind you a little. And let's have some more.
There we are, the Rangers supporters protected by that huge enclosure. Difficult to judge what the crowd is at the moment. We might get figures later on. Almost through to Redford, and that will be a booking. That is the first booking of the match, and it'll be for the Dundee United captain, Paul Hegarty. Alec?
Yeah, could have no complaints there. A rash one. Here it is, yeah, you see it, he goes in late, he knew. I don't think Paul could have any complaints there after, could he?
And a free kick in an interesting position.
Oh, Hamish will be having memories about this one, I think, eh?
Well, here's Cooper now. Before the start of the commentary, we saw the free kick goal. Fraser is there, and Cooper. Fraser, of course, can really hit them. There he is, he comes up, and there's a deflection. It's a corner kick. Now, Fraser is one of the best strikers of a ball in the game from that particular distance, and I've seen him do that in the past for Dundee and for Hearts. But here's a corner kick. Here's Russell. Away it goes. And that's, I think, a throw to United coming off a Rangers head.
Yes, I thought it came off a Rangers head myself there.
Cooper in the middle. Russell, and I think another free kick. Very awkward tackle. And Cooper has deserted the left wing spot. He's now beginning to wander a bit, and this might lead to some effect. Alec.
Well, I like to see David Cooper and the international team stay out wide on the left. He seems to, at Rangers, play this free role. And it's got its rewards at times, but he is a left-footed winger and they're very, very scarce.
David Cooper shaping up to take it, but he has Redford and Dawson. And away to the side, there's McClellan. Not quite accurate enough. It's a goal kick. The pressure is off United. And Rangers have been threatening from the free kick situation. Boris Malthus is, in fact, a very good marker in club football, Alec.
Yes, oh yes, very, very good young player. He's going to be an excellent player in the next 2 or 3 years. David Cooper is a hot handful, you know.
Well, we're getting some song to pierce the gloom. I say gloom, the rain is lashing down. Feel sorry for the spectators who don't have cover.
Oh yes, United support. A pity for them. And of course, on the West Terrace, the East Terrace, is it?
That's a free kick.
And the North Terrace, sorry. Some Rangers supporters are also going to be benched tonight.
David Dodds, it's not a bad ball. Well, the referee indicating that there was a dive. Certainly United are a bit concerned about that. Well, we can have a look at that again. Up it went, and watch the jostling there. Well, I think maybe Sturrock just slightly threw it shot.
I think we know Paul a little bit, don't we? A word about the referee. Brian McGinley's handled the game well up to this moment in time, Archie. Nothing controversial. He's acted when needed.
Fraser getting a slightly lucky break there, wanting to throw the long ball, and he does. McCoy's can't keep it in. Fraser tries to hook it away, but it's Goff for United. That was a very casual push forward there by David McPherson, the young professional youth player. Breaks well for Dodds. The neat 1-2, and Bobby Russell comes back. Very cool player, Russell, in circumstances like that. We've already seen him having a very good shot at goal and then that neat little defensive move. Gone. Kirkwood. There's Bannon. An interesting point to note about this match, Alec, is that from that 1981 League Cup final, Dundee United really only basically have two changes, whereas Rangers are totally transformed.
Yes, that's right. Morris Malpass, I don't think, played in the 1981 final. Nor did Richard Gough. Did Richard Gough play?
No, but I think these are the only two that didn't. There's a touch there, I think, by the very man we're talking about. There's a big man who was born in Stockholm of Scottish parents, who moved to South Africa. Back he came for a trial with the Rangers as a very young man. They didn't really fancy him, the club he's playing against now, and he ends up not only with Dundee United, but with the international squad as well. Play very scrappy at the moment. And although the service may not be the most exciting you would ever get, I don't think we've really been seeing much of the front runners of Rangers. Hardly done anything. Here's Bannon. There's a bad kick out. Straight to Ferguson. Good tackle there by Gough, who went right across. There's to Fraser, but well read by Bannon. Stoddart. Oh, superbly tackled. McPherson came off that very well indeed. It looked to me, Alec, as if he was going to be beaten.
Yeah, he's got big, long caliper legs, hasn't he? He always gets a stretch out, an extra 2 or 3 inches with him. Actually, the boy's done marvellously well. He's contained Stirrup as well as anyone could.
I said he had a different role for Rangers as a free man in the San Siro, but as a tight mark, he's doing very well again. Russell, oh, that's dangerous, and Paul Stirrup was offside. Now, Stirrup is deadly from that, and there was no way he was going to miss it, but when the ball eventually got through to him, as you can see now, from that very risky run, he was about a yard offside.
They can't be any other decision with that one.
Here's David Dodds. And for all the criticism that has been heaped on Rangers recently, because of the current form, they have the best defensive record, losing only 2 league goals, and that, of course, is an immense improvement on the form from last year. So, perhaps in one department there has been an improvement.
Well, you can't fault them defensively today, Archie, but they do require to do something more positive forward the park. At this moment in time, Cammy Fraser's the only influence in their side of any real note.
And it's a free kick to United. There he is, Cammy Fraser. £175,000 worth from Dundee. Patterson watching it, and I think a push by Patterson. Free kick. United wanted to take a quick one. 9 minutes to the half-time whistle. Bannon. Good Paul Stark, he turns very well. BD! And Dodds, I think, put that in that direction. Cooper, free kick. Bit unfortunate for United that. They really had Rangers under pressure there, and that move that we saw there with Dodds coming across very quickly, I think he was angled the wrong way, or else that might have gone into the net.
Well, he's rushing across towards the ball, and of course it deflects very quickly towards him, but he had no chance to adjust to that.
Fraser. And United really in the past, I'd say 15 minutes, look as though if they're now dealing with anything that Rangers can throw at them up front with the utmost ease. David Dodds, who scored the opening goal when United won the cup against Dundee. That was a marvellous game at Dens Park. Bannon. Twice slipping more than anything else, and that is a free kick and a booking for Russell. Really totally mistimed that. Totally.
Yeah, the referee's no option there. He's got to stamp it. I'm surprised at Bobby Russell. It's not his type of play, but no hesitation referee there. Quite rightly booked.
Patterson. Malpass goes for a free kick. Brought down there by David Cooper. Bit of tangling there. John Holt this time is going to be spoken to by the referee.
Well, see there again, actually, that is a professional foul, and that should be, there's been some action there, because that's a booking offence as far as I'm concerned.
Well, some people agree with you, they're booing the fact that he wasn't booked, but Rangers get a free kick, and about 5 minutes to go to have time. Goal kick, ending disappointingly for Rangers. Rangers who have won the League Cup 12 times, they are the record holders, and have had 18 appearances in the League Cup final. It says a lot for their consistency, even though they've come through some bad spells.
Yeah, you can't never write them off in a final, can you, Archie?
No, I think one of the special qualities is coming when people, are criticising them, like after Wednesday night when, they didn't really perform all that well. They try to prove something. There he goes after it. Golf was there first. Put to the side by McPherson, and there's Fraser. A bit too hard. The game very much a stalemate. For all that United have had a lot of possession, they haven't in particular threatened the Rangers' goal either.
Well, this is right correct, actually. There hasn't been a serious threat at goal all afternoon so far. There's been some good play, considering the conditions, which is very difficult out there, and the credit must go to the players. There you see the instance there where Paul Sturrock slips. It's very treacherous out there.
And he's run that straight out. Four minutes to have time. Still nothing each. Dawson, Ferguson, Russell. Here's David Dodds. Nearly beginning to come forward. Oh, that's a wasted ball. Didi did well to recover.
You know what surprised me about the game, Archie? I thought in these conditions we may have seen more beaten men, more attackers and more midfield men taking defenders on, because it's ideal for that. But strangely it hasn't happened, has it?
No, well, there's an instance there, the long ball hit there by Malpass. Certainly haven't had a run off either Bannon or David Cooper on the other side. Free kick. Nearly late with his tackle. Ali McCoist is down. Ali McCoist, the leading goal scorer in the League Cup at the moment with 5 goals. And even if nobody else scores, Ali would end up on a holiday in the island of St. Kitts in the Caribbean. Lucky man. Beautifully done by Bannon. Now, Stunnock. Patterson giving him the room. Malthus. Holt. Given away there by Neri under pressure. A bad ball by Patterson. Rangers simply unable at the moment to string the passes together. Just kept in by Sturrock, but forced into that. Russell. McCoist. Here's Cooper. If in doubt, give it to David Cooper as part of their philosophy. You'll get no support there. Two minutes to half time. Still nothing each. Cooper. Yes, he was brought down. Malthus very close to him again.
Well, this could put a lot of pressure on United here. It's a bad place to lose a free kick.
And Cooper to take it. Surprising one. Tried a near post. Get the big man up to. Here's Redford. No power behind that. Russell. Here's Fraser. Redford far too hastily. Russell to Fraser. Dawson to Cooper. Controlled it very well. Here's Redford. Ferguson scores! 1-0 for Rangers. Right on half-time, and to the delight of that huge throng of Rangers supporters, the Glasgow team goes into the lead with Ferguson scoring the kind of goal for which Rangers bottom from Dundee. Not an easy one to take, controlled it and then swept it away. Alec.
Oh yeah, well see, it was a little bit of class from Cooper. Nice ball in, then to Redford who squares it to Ferguson. Oh, what a hit. Yeah, it's a good goal. He took it well, the lad.
And there goes the half-time whistle. It was that close. And there's little doubt that the hero of the support you're seeing away down at the far end is Ian Ferguson, who hadn't done all that much in the game up till then, but I suppose one of the reasons you have a striker like that is that even though he may be having a rather mediocre game, he can certainly produce one out of the bag, which he certainly did. Bobby Russell with a wave to somebody in a stand there, exuding some confidence. And here we go again, Alec. We're talking about Cooper's part.
I love a little ball in. Redford got a good bit of composure there. Slips in and Ferguson does the rest.
Get the impression that Hamish McAlpine might have thought he would have swept it to the right-hand side of him.
Well, it's so well hit, I don't think Hamish could have done anything about it anyway. I mean, straight away, it's almost, what, 6 inches off the post. Maybe a foot at the most, but a well hit shot.
Well, we can see from way behind, a camera right at the top, what it was that Ferguson did with Cooper in conjunction. Beautiful touch to the side there. There wasn't much to aim at with a player coming into his left elbow, but that was swept off. And here we have a sight of Hampden Park that just before half-time we felt that people would be feeling fairly miserable. But now that support down there are beginning to sing. I must say, Alec, that even though Rangers are in the lead by 1-0 to nothing, I wouldn't have thought that the play was at all inspiring through the first half.
Well, you see, that's the funny thing about football, that in a cup final, whoever gets to get the first goal And, Rangers have not done a lot of attacking. I think it was their first direct shot on target in the game. Hamish hasn't had a save. But there they go, 1-0 up at interval.
Well, if you to pick out the kind of strategy of your life, because you know Jim McLean very well at half-time, what sort of thing might he try to do now to pull this game back? I mean, there's a long way to go yet.
Well, I think he's going to make a decision about where Beattie's playing and where Bannon's playing. I think it's Beattie has tried to replace Milne in a forward position, but is maybe a little bit lost. He's not accustomed to that position. I think maybe Jim will withdraw Beattie into a right midfield position.
So we near the start of the second half. Rangers leading by 1-0. Ferguson, the Rangers goal scorer, poised in the line, almost as if we were starting the 1500 metres. And we're into the second half. Dodds. It's not now just ability for United, it's spirit. And do they have the character to fight back from that? Nobody has doubted technical skill and the way they are organised. Swept away by Dawson. Redford coming in, and Billy Kirkwood back.
I think, as I was saying after half-time, Dundee United half put should be to left midfield. I thought they would do that, and they've put Eamon Bannon up front now, which I think they had to do.
Goff to Sturrock, try to flip it to the side. Now Eamon Bannon in a very good position indeed, and McCloy simply watches it floating aimlessly past, and that was a disappointment. Eamon Bannon signed by United at a record fee for the club when he moved back from Chelsea about 5 seasons ago for £165,000. Hegarty safely enough. McPherson, Cooper, nobody beside him. Coist. Cooper, that was a bad ball by Fraser that time. There's a superb pass. Coist. Giving it away again to Cooper. Malpas goes with him. Redford waiting for it on the outside. There he is. Decides to hold on to it. I don't know how long he had that, but that's a superb pass to Russell, and I think he was offside. He was. There's Brian McGinley giving that indication.
Yeah, I think you'll find the Rangers will be trying to feed David Cooper as much as they can possibly to get him on the ball, to give them the composure, and I think he'll thrive in this because he has all the time in the world now. They have the advantage.
Bannon with the chip. Well, I think Jim McLean would want something more positive than that out of his players for finishing, Alec.
Well, yeah, I mean, trying to chip Peter McCoy from there is climbing him out, isn't it?
Ferguson. Holt was in first. Well, Sturrock seemed to take his eye off it. John McClellan. Free kick. No hesitation. Hegarty well away. McPherson. Difficult on a day like this sometimes to judge a pass back finally. Kirkwood. Beattie to Bannon. Patterson goes with him. That's not a bad ball, and McCloy, great chance though for Beattie. He chips, and that must be no. McClellan's there, and remains very cool. What a marvellous opportunity for United to equalise.
Yeah, there it goes, a marvellous cross. And just unfortunate for Kirkwood, he didn't get a good control of the ball there, but David Dodds could have, he's a bit unlucky maybe. He was stretching for it. But the significant thing, Archie, is that Bannon followed the park. It's for the first time in the game given Rangers any real problem. He's now attacking Dawson, and this may bring its rewards for United. It's going to be interesting.
Well, one wonders why he didn't do it in the first place, however. That's Redford trying to go through now. Neri can't get away with it. Here's Cooper to Fraser. To Cooper. And Redford did make the run, and I think he ought to have. It's exactly what David Cooper had in mind for him. There's a touch, Ferguson, but watched by Hegarty. Malpass. Might have been the slightest nudge, referee didn't think so. Bannon finding Sturrock well. That's also significant. He still has it. Great position for United, and McCloy did very well. He closed it down excellently. That's good goalkeeping, Alex.
Yeah, the big man did well there. You know, I think where Paul Sturrock is now playing is where he's better suited. Coming in from the left-hand side, as opposed to the first half, is always the right-hand side, after Milne went off.
Slipped by Dawson more than anything else. That's a better ball now, Sturrock. United beginning to tramp a bit. That's a better ball to Sturrock. Beattie. United certainly looking better. Here's Bannon. Tries to lay to the side. John Holt with a shot. And there was offside, I think, against David Dodds. That was more like United, though, Alex.
Yeah, they've now started to play for the first time in the game. They're really threatening Rangers now. But I think it was offside. I think David Dodds was directly in front of the goalkeeper. Well, he was in an offside position anyway. But just here again now, they're playing Stuart Beattie on the left-hand side of midfield. And he now is giving Rangers a problem. He and Bannon.
Russell, foot up, free kick, gone. Russell done very well, held back I think, yes. And of course with that one goal by Ferguson and a lot of the game left, we've only gone 9 minutes into the second half. United showing exactly what they've got in their character. Still in with a chance in a big way. Billy Kirkwood. Malpass. Oh. Don't often see David Cooper doing that in a defensive role. Holt is with them and pushing, I think, yes. Free kick. Timely tackle by David Cooper, with Malpas trying to wriggle round him.
You know, it's amazing what a goal can do, actually. The game is now alive, isn't it? Rangers have got a battle in their hands. United are now starting to play. Anything can happen now. But as I say, Rangers have got a great advantage of the goal.
Well, I think you get the impression that they're slightly ashamed of what happened to them in the first half, trying to prove something now. But here's Redford.
Well, simply is they want to win.
That's a superb ball, Russell. Fraser fights back for it, and it's Rangers' throw. Taking his time about it. John Holt, of course, puts in a tremendous amount of work for United in midfield. Touch almost there by McCoist. He may have been offside, though.
Well, it wasn't given, Archie, and I don't know if he was offside. Maurice Malpas may have played him on.
Well, that was a ball skidding through, and certainly Fraser lashed out. I don't think it was offside.
No.
That's a better ball. Bannon. Rangers really under pressure. Goff with a shot, and a dreadful one after that excellent build-up. Oh, Ferguson's onside. 1 against 1. Slides it in. Here's Ali McCoist with a chance, and he can't score. Here's Fraser. Well, that was a decided chance, you know, falling to McCoist, Alec.
Well, I thought it was about 4 yards offside, to be honest with you. And
you mean Ferguson initially?
Ferguson initially, and he got away with it. But here we are, yeah, I think it was offside. But a good stop by Hamish.
Now Sturrock. This second half, so totally different from a very mediocre first half. Now it's a real game of football, and that is part of the real game of football, tackling like that. Free kick.
It's a marvellous game now. I'm enjoying this.
Gigantic figure of Peter McCloy, who has done marvels this season again for his club. And now then, let's try and work out what went through him in Bannon's mind. Perhaps he felt that Paul Sturrock would run across for it. In any case, it's a rather feckless one, and it's a goal kick.
I think I hear Watty Smith down there, Archie.
Yeah, just in case you thought it was one of the punters, that's some instructions being sent out to the field by Walter Smith. Fraser. Just a little too much. Here's Ali McCoist. Well, United are now pushing forward, not having as many players as Rangers attack them to get back. That may cause them difficulties.
One of the main differences actually at the back for United, Archie, is that they've abandoned their 3 centre-backs. They're now playing zone. And this gives them the extra dimension going forward with Richard Goff.
Goff, number 4, playing on the left. That's straight to Bobby Russell. McCoist. Here's Beattie. Darling said a very intelligent player. That was almost a great ball. Oh, John McClellan. I think Rangers will miss him. Alec. Oh, there's Billy Kirkwood trying to go in, and I think the referee spotted a free kick. But I think McPherson a bit too casual. I don't think there was any need for that. And
yeah, he was very, very casual.
But getting back to McClellan, if he goes, and he certainly will go, I think Rangers will miss him.
Oh yes, yeah, he's been a fine player from the last 2 or 3 years, actually. And incidentally, talking about John McClellan, he is now playing against Eamon Bannon. And they're playing Ali Dawson actually is a free player at the back now. And this is obviously just to blunt the threat that was happening on the left-hand side of the park against him with Eamon Bannon.
Dawson, Cooper, knocked out there by Malpass again. Here's Ferguson. It's a longish one, and Beattie is there, intelligently back. Wants to go forward, Stuart Beattie. Dawson. Well, Ian Ferguson, of course, running in McAlpin, has played against Dundee United so often up in the city in the local derby. Davy Neri bustling forward. Now Goff. Bannon. McClelland eyeing the ball. Oh, nice touch by Bannon. He's looking very dangerous indeed. Great play, and it's too strong. Oh dear. It needed a more subtle touch across goal than that. It was far too hard. And again, a superb move by United, basing it on Eamon Bannon, the very player that Ali Ferguson had been saying earlier ought to have been in action more. Now watch this, Alec, as he goes through.
Oh, it's superb. I mean, he takes it right to his feet, but defenders don't like that. Then he is a cheek to go on the byline, and unfortunately for United, no one there. But he's certainly causing Rangers a problem now.
Stunner. Fraser. Good header by Neri. Bannon. Neri. Beattie rather. Severa ball. Ferguson. Beautiful turn. Just a bit too hasty, and he may have twisted his ankle.
He got it in the knock, actually, the challenge from Hegarty.
Free kick. And certainly Ferguson is injured. As you said, Alec, earlier on, the referee in fact has kept a very good control of the game. Maybe because the players know him well. I mean, I think you get to know referees and what they're like.
I don't think Brian McGillen's the type of referee who's going to stand any nonsense, Archie. And when he wants to be the best referee in Scotland, I think he can be.
Well, he hobbles about. This is a beautiful move by Bannon again. He just needed a slightly less of that dig that he did give it. Oh, but it's a free kick to Rangers. 17 minutes gone of the second half, and that's well away. Craig Patterson was charging, and it has been a sickening collision there.
That was a bad one, Archie.
Oh, that could feel it up here.
Oh,
that is bad.
I think Paul Hegarty's worse, Archie.
Yeah, it looks like it. Hegarty was at the side, you see, and as Patterson came in, I think we'll have a look at that, Alec.
Up.
They'll be coming up any second. We can see what this collision was. Here it is again, and forward they went, and Hegarty seemed to get it rather behind the left ear.
Yep. The big boy Parsons got in the forehead around about there.
Physiotherapists now are much more sophisticated in their methods, Alec. They've got various things like painkillers and so on.
They've got all the machines now. They've got all the modern equipment. And they get so many various injuries, different types of injuries from when I was a player, actually, because the speed of the game and the competitiveness of it all puts a great strain on players' limbs.
Redford to Cooper. Trying to go around the outside, and it's simply back to Hamish McAlpin. They really have looked after Cooper very well, United, today. They realised that if they could snuff Cooper out of the game, then Rangers are considerably less effective.
Well, this is true, Archie, but one of the two of the sheer bits of class he's produced have been special, haven't they?
That's all it's
the
needed.
The goal for one, and the marvellous
free kick. Would you be satisfied in your own mind that it's as well keeping clear, leaving aside the fact that Ferguson may be injured, keeping the same players on, or go for a substitution?
I think Jock will be looking at Robert Russell just now.
Ferguson, hard in, and a booking.
Oh yes, that's... The referee's, he knows his job, he's got his time out.
David McPherson.
The crazy thing is, people still argue about tackling from behind in Scotland, and you go down to England or in the continent, you don't have that type of tackle, you see, Archie.
I think the very thing that Mo Johnson was speaking about when he came back to Scotland. That's the score line with 20 minutes of the second half gone. Brian McGinley.
Ian Ferguson is in a bit of pain. Ian Ferguson may come off, Archie. And I see John Clark also warming up. I would imagine he'll come on as a direct substitution for David Dodds.
And that is Ian Ferguson, the Rangers goal scorer. Well, it would be the big Australian internationals who would come on for Rangers. However, it's a free kick, and it's taken by Bannon. Patterson obviously recovered from that knock. He had to be. Goff. It's McClelland. Fraser. Cooper accepts that gratefully. Well, way down the line, but no chance of getting Ali McCoy's. Strong header there by Fraser. Difficult ball for Malthus to take that. Chesney get down well. Redford to McCoist. If United fought back and got a goal and we finished the game 1 each, there is no extra time. We would go to replay at Hampden on Wednesday night.
I think if I were Joe Wallace, I'd be a little bit worried actually that they seem to be sitting on their lead, Rangers, a little. They don't seem to have the killer touch about them to chase the second goal, which is
Well, Billy Kirkwood picks
a dangerous thing to do.
Now Bannon gets a bit of freedom again. McClelland keeps his eye on him. Bannon's shot is not particularly effective. One wonders, though, Alec, if Rangers, under these circumstances, have got the players to provide that killer touch.
Well, you know, I was expecting Rangers to be far more confident in the second half and start applying the ball to David Cooper to give him composure and possession of the ball. It hasn't happened for them. United have taken the game by the scruff of the neck, and you know, they're not out of it.
That's Ian Redford who scored that remarkable late winner the last time they played in the final. Touch there by David Dodds. Back by Dawson. Try to find Ferguson. Bannon did get the touch. Up goes McPherson. More of a speculative ball there, David Dodds, and back by John McClellan. Bannon, BD, McPherson held back, but the referee waves play on. There's David Cooper. Thumbs it on a little bit and was injured in the process, but away goes Redford and offside Ferguson. By the way, Alec, I've just been handed the attendance, which is a lot better than I thought under the circumstances, because a terrible day. It's 44,698, and had it been a better day, I'm quite sure there might have been another 10,000, because it's really been dreadful in Glasgow all morning.
I think it's a credible turnout, that, Archie, and a dreadful day, as you say. Been easier for a lot of the United supporters to stay in the house, but they've come down, and of course Rangers have their usual turnout for the final.
That's a very good shot of it from a camera way down Hampden Park. Cooper recovered. 26 minutes of the second half gone. As Alec Ferguson said, United are still in it. Only one goal of a difference. In United second half, this Sturrock going towards that, and Dawson glad to concede the corner. Ali Dawson, whom I remember exactly 4 years ago having a sickening injury in Canada. I was there at the time. Head injury. Sturrock. Bannon. Holt. No, there'll be no threat about that finishing. That was Billy Kirkwood, the boy from Edinburgh, who's so very much a utility player. I remember Kirkwood, Alec, playing in a front row for United against you quite successfully in one of the games.
Yes, he did play up there once or twice against us. When Paul Sturrock was injured, I think. But he's more useful to United when he's played just now.
So a throw to United. Hoist, Russell. That'll be a booking for Richard Goff. One or two United players making noises about it.
I thought he was a bit unlucky there. I didn't think that merited a booking.
Down his name goes. And this free kick, I think, will be taken by Ali Dawson. Redford goes after it. McCoy tries to get a touch. There's Redford. Bobby Russell. Fraser. Trying that chip. There's Goff. Fraser. Well, you could tell he wanted to bring David Cooper into it. Good play by Malthus. Brings the house down. Not a renowned tackler, David Cooper, but a player of great skill. Oh, there's a slip. Look at Hamish McAlpin, halfway down the field. You've seen him do that before, Alec?
Oh, he loves that. Hamish loves that, so he does. They tell me at United he plays in all the practice games outfield. He loves it.
Great play there by Cooper. Looks as if he's enjoying the game now. Russell getting into difficulties. Goff doing the right thing, going forward. Bannon. That'll be picked up by Redford. Now on the run. Ferguson. Beattie comes across. Ferguson's on his own. Redford. Bobby Russell. Cooper. Quite content to give Cooper the ball.
Actually, this is where it's going to be difficult for Dundee United. I feel now that United have given us as much as they can. I don't think they look like scoring now. And Rangers are now going to substitute Fritz for maybe Bobby Russell. I don't know. Let's see.
Go to Rangers anyway. Dawson goes up, and that is a goal kick.
Yeah, Bobby Russell's coming off.
So Russell comes off with a sign of Russell's tiredness there, I think.
Yeah, that's the factor.
Robert Fritz, the Swedish internationalist, about to come on for Bobby Russell. Fritz is a useful player. He's never really established himself at Ibrox. McPherson did keep it in. Malthus. Dodds. Here's Redford. Coy's fighting himself there. Now Redford, he was looking for Davy Cooper. There he is. Tucked in behind. No, just a bit too deep, and Dodds can't keep it in. McPherson wanted to come forward, but United closed up. Cooper, superbly done. Redford. Oh, he seemed to go the wrong way. They're so Davy Cooper orientated, Rangers. They couldn't think of any other alternative. Holt. Sturrock. Holt gets a little gap, and Fritz is there to McCloy.
Actually, I see down in the touchline, John Clark will be coming on now. And I think it'll be for Dodds. I'm certain of that.
Towering ball straight through to Hamish McAlpin. Oh, McClellan just got that. That's a free kick. That was John Holt into Fraser.
Well, actually, yeah, I think it's Kirkwood is coming
Well,
off. No, it's John Holt. Sorry, beg your pardon. John Holt's coming off. Well, that's a positive move anyway. There's still 11 minutes to go, 12 minutes to go. They're withdrawing their defensive midfield player to an attacker on.
I'll just look at the watch now. Exactly 12 minutes left. There's Fritz to Fraser to Redford, and McCoy's can't get it. Davy Cooper, in fact, was very annoyed about that play, lying in the open. Neary. Beattie. Clark. Here's Fraser. Dawson. to Cooper. Beautifully turned round. Fritz drags a player towards him, into Ferguson, who can't turn. Funny and difficult to bring the ball down, but of course all of that consumes time for Rangers. Just about 10 minutes left.
I don't think United are going to get back now, actually. The Sparkle, their way, second half, Sparkle's gone out of the game.
There goes Sturrock, but...
And Rangers are now got the confidence that I thought they would have shown much earlier in the second half.
Fraser. Ferguson in a very good position. Cooper. Cooper going to the line, I think. Good tackling there by Malpas. Cooper is not an easy man to cover. Goal kick. He stuck to his pass well, Malpas.
Yes, he's done well. As well as anyone can do in that situation. You know, it's man-to-man marking a player. He's young. David Cooper's got a lot of ability. He's done his job well.
Whipped away by Fraser. Right out of play. Cammy Fraser's strength, the telling factor now. Another substitution imminent, that's Davy Mitchell. The Scottish boy who's played for Australia. With 9 minutes left. Ian Ferguson goes off.
I don't think he's happy with that, actually.
No, he doesn't look at all happy.
Yeah, actually, been accepting a bet on that. The team game.
Well, almost sullen-looking Ferguson going off. I would have thought if they'd substituted Alec, I don't know, maybe some fine
the
point
boy, he scored the goal. He's done quite well. I don't think he or McCoy have been a threat to United in the afternoon. But maybe that McCoy has been quieter than Ferguson.
Well, I would have thought so, but there we are. That's
Hamish McAlpine's turning to his supporters now, urging them to get behind him. Well, they don't have a lot of time left.
8 minutes left. Great position for United. And away by Fritz. Here's Mitchell. Davy McPherson can't keep it in. That would have been a very interesting break for Rangers. And as Alex said, out of the shot of the camera, Hamish McAlpine was turning to the supporters in the terracing and trying to whip them up like a cheerleader. There's not much time left. Fritz. I think John Clark. Sturrock. Throw to United, they thought it was a free kick. Now, can they fight back? Can they save this? Oh, there's David Dodds, who's dangerous in these positions, and that's a goal kick. And suddenly, as if United feel one last fling might get them there, more tangerine shots have been getting forward to try and console that rather crooked support. Malpas. Fraser.
United can't do anything about it now, Archie. I really feel the cup is on its way to Ibrox.
That's a very bold statement to make for any commentator with 7 minutes of game to go, Alan.
Well, I think you're experiencing, well,
Yeah, well, certainly the feeling is there that Rangers will withstand this, but credit to United is still going forward.
Well, I hope I'm wrong, actually, because that could do my game on Wednesdays, you know. Coronation Street's mucked up.
There's another corner. Bannon will go across, and the United support are responding to this. 6 minutes left. Rangers still in the lead by that one goal. There's a lot of curl, and it's away from Richard Gough to Clark. PD. Billy Kirkwood to Clark. And that ends all the pressure with that atrocious pass. Well, I think that's what Alec Ferguson was getting at, the going forward, but the final ball is rather inadequate.
I think they moved like John McClellan to right back. That certainly helped the Rangers cause.
And the Rangers support, Alec. Rangers support are sensing the end. 4 minutes left.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you know, they've been quiet most of the game too, actually. They've not been what they have now, what they're right now. But you know, I can't help but feel sorry for the losing manager on these occasions when you're watching a game. It's you get to a final and you have to, someone has to lose.
Well, you haven't lost all that many finals recently, Alec.
Oh, I know, and that's one of the reasons why we don't lose any.
Now away goes Billy Kirkwood. Fritz, good tackle by the Swede. To Mitchell, pushing away and brought down. The referee has stopped the game. It was a free kick, and a free kick to Rangers. The Rangers support in full song with only 3.5 minutes left by our watch. Up by Fraser and away by Gough. Now Bannon. Seeking inspiration from somewhere. I think it's really got to be the long ball, has it not? Offside. Dawson. Just beyond Mitchell. David Nery. I think the whistles are coming from the Rangers supporters who've given us some song. And now they're into the bird song. Here's David Dodds and McPherson, safety first, and that was a vital pass back at this stage by the 20-year-old Rangers defender.
Well, certainly a great moment for Pierre McCoy, actually.
I think the referee...
Oh, that's controversial, isn't it? That's controversial.
He's given a free kick to United, an indirect free kick for time wasting, I think, Alec.
Well, you don't see that in Scottish League football. And the first time I've seen it is in a cup final.
Well, to be honest, I don't think I've ever seen it. Well, at least I can't recollect.
I've seen it in Europe. Yeah, I've seen it in Europe.
I've seen it in Europe, but I don't think I've seen a decision like that before.
No.
Here in Scotland. There we are, the referee, indirect free kick. There's exactly 2 minutes left. Could that produce a situation for United to save the game? There's a shot by Clark, and that was a dreadful finish.
Archie, it wasn't the player who shot the ball's fault. The player, I think it was Bannon, gave him too hard the ball. He almost shot the ball, and there's no way he's going to keep that down.
And I think they're annoyed themselves, the United players. There's the free kick. Going away wide. And I think Davy Cooper has said something to the referee.
Yeah, I wonder what happened here.
Now, this is very interesting. The referees are gagged, as you know, and they're not allowed to talk about these things. But certainly it's the first time I've seen a decision like that.
Yeah, I've never seen it in the Scottish game.
And he gets booked. Well, I think that if that had produced a goal, it would have been a talking point for a long, long time to come.
Well,
Cooper.
My mind immediately flashed to when we played United in 1980 here. And he denied us a penalty, Brian McGinley, in the very last minute of the game.
On it goes towards Mitchell. There's Nelly with him. And we're into the last minute.
Yeah, 30 seconds.
I think there will be some injury time, obviously. Beattie swept away, but the ball has gone over. And I think, in fact, a free kick has been given. We're now into injury time. A crescendo whistling coming from the Rangers end, anticipating the final whistle as Eamon Bannon puts that in. That's not far away from Hegarty. Will it be a corner kick? It is indeed. The linesman has given a corner. McPherson is incensed about it, but here we are.
What a finish.
Another last gasp by United. We're in injury time. 1-0 for Rangers. Could this be the last chance? It's a tempting ball. Now Bannon. There's a beautiful ball and swept away there. McClelland right in the way. The referee looked very quickly across to his linesman. Another corner. Rangers hanging grimly onto that slimly. Bannon, always far too wide, and Patterson might even let that go for a goal kick. And what a dreadful anticlimax for United. That crowd in there are now ready to erupt, with their eyes fixed on the referee as Peter McCloy walks back to take maybe the last goal kick of the game. Mitchell doesn't know where the ball is. There's McClelland. McPherson charging forward. Now Richard Goff.
That's it, final.
There it is, the final whistle. Rangers have won the 1984 Skull Cup. The scenes of joy unrestrained on the terraces. And Joe Wallace is not the kind of man you want to hug because he has a habit of breaking ribs. He's a big man, but he's into that there. The delight of the goal scorer, Ian Ferguson, number 9, right in the middle of the picture. The man who was substituted. His goal in the last second of the first half takes the cup to Ibrox.
Well, United players have accepted defeat well.
And Dougie Donnell, you saw down there, trying to snatch some interviews.
They've accepted the defeat by 1 or 2 and up to graduate the referee.
And I think we've got Peter McCloy now.
Where were the others?
Winning is every bit as good as the first time, but it wasn't a great game today, but we won and that's all that counts. We'll maybe go from here.
Nerve-wracking towards the end, of course. United always make it difficult.
Well, it can only go the one way at the end, a goal down. And we're just delighted to hang on at the end.
And a good time to get the winning goal just on half-time.
Yes, it was indeed.
We'll let you go and get your medal, Peter. Well done.
And so the Rangers team walk in towards the tunnel for the presentation, which is unique this time. For the first time in Scotland, we'll be having the presentation of 2 cups, the League Cup itself, and beside it the Skull Cup. And David McPherson, I think, has won the Man of the Match award. which my press colleagues were voting on in the last 5 minutes.
Well, that's an indication of how well the boy handled Sturrock, actually. He did extremely well on that job.
Well now, Craig Patterson, the Rangers captain, adorned with a supporter's scarf, and Mrs. David Lethem, the wife of the president of the league, presents a cup. And John Mackenzie of the sponsor Skoll, the Skoll Cup, and up they go. The first trophy of the season on display at Hampden Park. Peter McCloy, 38 years of age. Cammy Fraser getting his first success in Scottish football. Dawson followed by Ian Redford, then Bobby Russell, and the Irishman John McClellan, who I'm rather disappointed to say ignored the cup. Now that seems to me a quite unwarranted gesture.
I think that tells you something, actually.
And there in the rain, the Rangers support. And out come the Rangers team. They are allowed a half lap of honour round the pitch, waiting for the captain to come down to go towards the support. And I think we're going to have an interview with the captain. There he is, with Dougie Donnelly, Craig Patterson.
I think I've just set a new record as the Rangers captain that's taken a trophy the soonest after becoming captain.
Well, it's a big day for me, Dougie. You know, I've been very nervous all week being so close to just being made captain. And the Bears want trophies, and the Bears better get trophies.
How important is the support? Because I think that's the one thing United really suffer from when they come to Hampden, isn't it?
Obviously, United would have been in Dundee, and Dundee possibly being the major supported team. Although they have a very good side, they do struggle with support yet. We can never complain about that.
Now, you must be particularly pleased because Rangers' defence has been so strong this season, hasn't it? That's a major part in today's win again, isn't it?
Certainly, we've not lost many goals, 2 in the league. We did lose, unfortunately, on Wednesday. You know, a big game, but it's nice to bounce back.
We'll let you go out and take a bow. Thanks, Craig.
Well, away goes Craig. Well, the support is still waiting on for the Rangers team to go down, but I think they've now got to present that cup to the photographers. I don't think I've ever seen in a cup presentation a player actually ignore the celebrations in such a marked way. That is very disappointing. Well, there's the somewhat lonely figure of Jock Wallace at the moment, coming out to receive rapturous applause from the Rangers support. Little gesture to the supporters, and he's giving them some instructions. And there they go to greet the support. As we said earlier, it really has been under dreadful conditions. We were fearful of the crowd not reaching 30,000, but in fact almost 45,000. In this day and age and in these conditions, that's wholly satisfying. Okay, some people might argue a final should get 80,000. Well, it depends on the teams and the opposition, one to the other. And away down the field to the Rangers support, the Rangers players.
Jock, you're an emotional man, I know. You get choked at moments like this, don't you?
I'm pretty well choked up for him. Choked up for them boys named fans, you know. Being a good Ranger, you know what I mean?
It's almost exactly a year since you took the job, Jock. You've now won 2 trophies. Are you pleased with the progress you're making?
We're after the treble now. We've got to be after the treble. We're 3 points off the lead. The Scottish Cups we play for, we're definitely after the treble.
What kind of game was it from your point of view? Because with only 1 goal in it right to the very end.
It was a very tense game, in the sense that we only scored the 1 goal. We only really looked like scoring 1 goal. I don't think Dundee had a right good scoring chance. There were ones that was offside. But we played well. We had to do it to contain Dundee United because they're a good team. That's twice to beat them. We're not going to do is stay in the next place.
I know you don't like singling out players, Joe, but young Dave McPherson, you must talk about today.
McPherson was absolutely magnificent. And I'm absolutely delighted for the boy. I told him the way you get the player of the tournament, the player of the game, you know.
And of course, Ian Ferguson, another of your signings, getting the goal.
That wasn't a bad miss kick, was it? All right.
Joe, congratulations.
Well, the unmistakable figure of Jock Wallace walking off, and there is Peter McCloy. Peter McCloy, who has played in every cup final, every kind of cup competition for Rangers, UEFA, Cup Winners' Cup, European Cup, League Cup, Scottish Cup.
That's a nice touch, Archie. I'm going over to the disabled people. That's very nice.
And here is the goal that won the cup for Rangers. Fraser in midfield, players wheeling around him. That excellently timed ball, and watch the contribution of Davy Cooper, the control, the delicacy of the ball through. Difficult chance for Ferguson, people converging on him, and with the deadliest accuracy, winning the cup for Rangers. What a splendid shot that is of this part of Glasgow and Hampden Park. And I think we can now ponder on this cup final that saw Dundee United fight so hard. But there we are, Rangers have lifted the cup. The League Cup goes back to Ibrox. It's the 13th League Cup they've won, record holders now. And from a windswept and a Hampden Park that had at least been saturated by rain but is now clear, Rangers have gone into the dressing room, the supporters